Hello there, welcome to We Are Crafted in His Image. I am back. It's been a little while since I've done any videos. We had some exciting news. My little granddaughter was born, and yeah, it's been kind of busy around our house. So, but I do want to get onto our project. We are starting our 12th round of Cocoa and Crafts. This is the last one for 2021, and of course it uses the poinsettia petals stamp set, and this is what comes in your kit. Since this is our very first project, I'm going to show you what came in the kit. You get your stamp set, you will have cherry cobbler ink, bumblebee ink, soft suede ink, of course, some cocoa, some chocolate here. Then we have, the 4 projects that we're going to be working on. So for today, we're going to work on the very first project, and let's get started on that. I'm going to go ahead and move aside these and grab my stamps and ink. This is the project that we are going to be making. It is a card with a poinsettia, but when you open it, it pops open and sets like that. And then because this is made with vellum, I don't know if you can see through that or not, it stands up and you can put a battery operated tea light inside. Oh, see, you can see that a little bit. It's hard to do from there. Can you see it light up inside there? So yeah, that's what we're going to make. We're actually going to make 2 of them. For the sake of time though, I think each of the videos I do this month, I'm only going to make 1 of the projects in the kit. Your kit comes with 2 of each of the cards. But I'm only going to do 1. That way, time-wise, our videos aren't going to be too long. So let me get out what we need here. Stamp sets and my inks. Of course, my inks are not the same as yours because I have some of the older pads. But in here we have, I think this is the only ink we need for this particular project. We have some, well, there's an envelope with some little pieces in it. There's some vellum. There are some squares, and then there are some pieces that have already been die cut with the die cut for this stamp set. So I have marked them in your kit. I've marked 1 and 1 so that you know which one lines up properly. And this one has 2 and a 2. And that way they'll line up properly on there, since I die cut them at the same time with the die, so they're nice and straight on there. It's very simple to do. I ran this through my die cut machine, lined it up like this, put the die on it, which I'm not going to drag out, put the die, ran it through so that both of these holes were cut at the same time. And then I ran this piece through the machine again with the embossing folder, the pine boughs embossing folder. So that's how I got it to look like this. It was pretty simple to do. I will give you the measurements for this main piece. Let me move all this stuff out of the way here. And now that I'm working, I am getting warm, so take off that sweater. Let's see, our main piece is 4 1/4 by 11, so it's a half sheet of paper, and then it's been scored at 3 5/8 and again at 7 3/8. And I will put all of these on the blog, so you'll have the measurements if you want to make this again yourself with more of your own stock. And then you've got some squares. So let's go ahead and get started on our stamping. First thing we're going to do is stamp on here with, where is it? There it is. It's been so long since I've done this, I'm kind of lost. I kind of like, what am I doing here? How does this work again? Alright, we need the stamp set has several flowers. These 3 layer on top of each other. This one is a full flower by itself. So we want the full flower by itself. And I think it will fit on the, what size is this one? D size block pretty well. It's a little tight fit, but it fits. There we go. And let's get that inked. Now we are stamping on vellum. Vellum is not a porous material, which means the ink sits on the surface and it does take a while for it to dry. Now you can speed up the drying process by using a heat tool. You can also, if you have clear embossing powder, after you have inked this on there, you can sprinkle the clear embossing powder and heat emboss it. And then it'll dry very quickly and it'll have an embossed raised texture as well. So either way, but for this kit, we're only going to do, and you can, it doesn't really matter which way you stamp this on here. We're gonna make it fit. There we go. So I've stamped that. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this one while I have it out, even though I said I'm only gonna do one. With this one here, I may just go ahead and do both because this is actually a pretty quick card to put together. There we go. Yeah, so there's those two. Now, the biggest thing is we need to let that totally dry before we do any messing with it. So I'm going to set them way over here, and I may end up having to pause the video and coming back to it to make sure it's dry before you touch it, or it will end up getting all over the place. So the only other stamping on this kit, or this card, is on the envelope, and then on the inside we have the Merry Christmas. So let me grab, I'm hoping I remembered. I did not, and I don't see. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. I'm glad I'm doing this videos before I sent out your kits because I forgot to cut this panel. So I have them cut and in your kits now, so we won't miss that. Merry Christmas. That's what we're going to put on this one. So let me get that mounted. There we go. And we want to stamp this pretty much right in the middle of that panel. And this is just a 1x4 strip. Oh, I love this font. This font is so pretty. There we go. We have Merry Christmas. And you know what? I think on the envelope, I am going to stamp the poinsettia. Poinsettia, how do you say it? I'm going to grab a scrap piece. I'm going to go slightly off the paper. There we go. Pull that up where you can see. Ooh, I like that. I like that. It's just elegant. Poinsettias, these are just such an elegant flower. And this color, cherry cobbler, such a deep, rich color. There we go. So we'll set those aside. And to be honest with you, I'm going to pause the video and come back once I know that my vellum is totally dry and ready to go. Okay? See you in a minute. I am back. I have, if you can see this one here, I let it set and dry. Actually, I used my heat tool on it to kind of dry it. And the way you can tell if it's dry is it will no longer look shiny on the surface. If you shine it in the light, there won't be any shine to it. It'll be dull, and then you'll know that it's dry. Now this one, on the other hand, I don't know if you can see that it is shiny, and that is because, actually, let me put this on back on autofocus. See if I can get it to focus on it up here. It is a bit shiny because I did do the clear embossing powder over top of this one. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and put together one of these cards. And I'm kind of lost here. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to work with the one that is dry. And I need, set all those aside. There we go. That's what we need. Just need one of these. Okay, so to put this together, what I'm going to do is put a bit of adhesive behind this one. Now, remember I mentioned earlier, you should have a number on your front of your card and a number on here, just so that you get them lined up properly. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive around that opening, and then I'm going to line up my flower in that opening. Now it is okay if your vellum is sticking out the edges. We're going to trim that to fit. There we go. Get it centered. Push down. Make sure that's well adhered. There we go. And then I'm just going to use paper snips and cut off the part that is extending out. And trim off this piece here. There we go. Okay, so we can get rid of that. And then we'll put some more adhesive on. You probably want to avoid getting adhesive in the openings. I don't know that it will actually show through, but you also don't want it to be sticky on the inside. I got a little bit right there, so I'm going to try to get that off. All right, and now I'm just going to turn this around. Yep, that's the way it lines up. And actually, because I had a hard time seeing the red through this, what I ended up doing was turning it this way and lining it up from the back side, because I could actually see the white easier than I could see the red through the vellum. Not sure why that was, but I could. So make sure none of your adhesive, there's no sticky. Yep, that's all clear. Good. And then on this panel, we're going to glue down the plain white. And this is a spot where you could write a note to the person that you're sending the card to. There we go. And I did include in your kit some dimensionals. So, because for this one here, you really do need to have this lifted up in order for it to hold the front panel. There we go. And one of these little ones. There we go. Where's my little cup? My little sticky cup. That needs to be emptied, it looks like. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. And then just adhere this down in the bottom, making sure it's centered and lined up with the bottom of that white piece. There you go. Oh, I guess I could have folded this already, huh? Give that a good burnish. This one too. And that will hold there. Now what I want to do is I need to put some gems. So one of the envelopes, I should have taken those out before I stamped. Good thing the gems weren't right here. That would have ruined my image. There are some gems in your kit. There we go. We have one red one. Well, actually you have two, but one for each card. So you're going to stick one. I just put one right next to the word Merry Christmas. I think I'm going to put this one on this side here. And then there are some white ones that you can put in the center of your poinsettia. Poinsettia? Your flower. There you go. Yeah, I'll just say that. And come on, no, don't. There we go. And that's it. This card is finished. Let me fold it here one time to make sure it will hold better. And ta-da! And they can have it just like that, or like I said, if you get a little battery operated tea light, you can set that inside and it makes your poinsettia glow like that. And there you go. That was an easy project. And kind of nice to have a card that you can display nicely, yeah, for the holidays. And I will be back next week with project number 2, which I believe is a card. Oh, this card right here. We're going to make this card next week. Alrighty? We will be, actually not next week, tomorrow, because I'm going to post all of these this week so that you have time. You can get these all done and get them out for people for the holidays. All right, until next time, God's love and blessings. Bye.